After his father's death, George alternated where he'd live with his mother on her farm near Fredericksburg, at Mount Vernon with his half-brother Lawrence, at Chotank in Kings County with other relatives, and here at his birth home on Popes Creek with his older half-brother Augustine Jr. We still don't know how often or how long he stayed at each location, but it seems that he stayed here with his older brother and sister-in-law many times, sometimes for long periods. During these visits, we've got to assume that he must have become very familiar with farming and this home. Beyond the fields here, there was also a dense forest, which only a century before had been an Indian hunting ground. These woods were absolutely majestic, and they were made up of oak and maple and chestnut and dogwood, lots of others. George probably also hunted deer and bear and turkey in these woods. Popes Creek had to be a really special place to this growing boy because along its edge you had ducks and wild geese that are still here today, and they were searching for food, and you had large turtles and many kinds of fish in these waters. More inviting than the creek, though, was the broad Potomac River there in the distance. It was just a great place to fish and to swim and also to sail boats. There is, though, reliable evidence that he mastered his first lessons in surveying while visiting his birthplace here, because there's an existing survey of the Bridges Creek area that was made by George in 1747 when he was only 15 years old. As the oldest of Mary's children, George undoubtedly helped his mother manage the Rappahannock River plantation where they lived. There he learned the importance of hard work and efficiency. Now, not much is known about the appearance of the Washington home here. The foundations and cellar floors uncovered during the archaeological excavations revealed that it was built either partially or entirely of brick. Several foundations of outbuildings were unearthed, and all were constructed of brick. So also were the wine vaults and the stairways and the fireplaces. All those were excavated, and they were built of brick. The location of the new home was as good as it gets, sitting here on a rise of ground 26 feet above Popes Creek and a little over 200 feet inland from its western bank. To the east and to the northeast, you have these beautiful water views. To the southeast, 100 yards or so away, was a little peninsula that jutted out onto Popes Creek that's now pretty heavily wooded. The new home must have been really comfortable because there is a 1762 inventory of its furnishings that lists 10 bedstands, 13 tables, 57 chairs, 8 mirrors, 8 chests, accessories for 8 fireplaces, and lots of other furnishings and household items that were definitely made for a more comfortable home. The house was probably one somewhat like this reproduction, and from it, a plantation of 1,300 acres with several outbuildings and 20 to 25 enslaved workers operated. Augustine and his family moved into the house in 1726 or 1727, we don't know which.